is Harshin Kaur Dheer. This is my explanation for task 6.2p, a banking system built using object-oriented programming in C Sharp. I will be walking through the bank manages multiple accounts, how the find account works, and what happens when an account is not found. Let's start with the bank class. So here I have, let me scroll down. Um, So as you can see here, I have made a list of account object. This list is what stores all the accounts in the system. When the user select option 1 from the menu, the create account method runs. Here you can see I have made the create account method. So the create account method runs, it makes us name and balance from the user and calls add account. Here you can see is the add account, which simply adds a new account object into the list. So basically, if you will look into my submission, or like if we in my output, you will see two accounts were created: Hershey with balance 5,000 and Ender with balance 4,500. Both are get stored inside the list. So let's move on to how find account works. Now, this is basically a helper method I wrote in the program class. Yeah, let me scroll down and show you where it is. So here it is. This, as I said, is a helper method. Every time the user wants to deposit, withdraw, or transfer, this method is called first. It asks the user to type an account name, then it calls bank.account, passing that name. Then the get account loops through every account in the list using a for each loop. It compares the account name using the or original ignore class, which means it doesn't matter if you type capital or a small letter, it will still find the account. If a match is found, it return that account. If not account matches, it will return null. So, if the result is null, it prints account not found on the console. Then it will return null back to whoever called it. Now let's move on to section third. Find account in deposit, do withdraw, and do transfer. So now let's see how find account connects to each operation. I will show you where it is. So, as you can see, do deposit is here, do withdraw and do transfer are listed here. So basically, in do deposit, the very first thing that happens is find account is called to get the account. Then next line immediately checks if the account is null, we return. This means if the account wasn't found, the deposit simply stops here. Now transaction is created, no crash happens. Only if, as you can see here, I have written, the account is valid, do we proceed? We read the account, create a deposit transaction, execute it through the bank, and print the result. Then we have the do withdraw, works exactly the same way. Find account is called first, null is checked, and only then the withdrawal proceeds. Same pattern happens here, and in do transfer is slightly different because it involves two accounts. The two accounts that it involves the sender and the receiver. Find account is called twice here. First for the from account, and if that's null, we stop. Then for the to account, and again if that's null, we stop. Only when both accounts are confirmed valid does the transfer proceeds. Here you can see both the accounts from and to. So next, let's talk about what happens when account is not found. Let me show let me explain. It happens mostly at runtime when an account is not found or an operation fails. So, like, let's take an example that I tried to deposit a negative number amount of -1,000 into in this account. The system caught the error and it will print deposit failed. This is because inside the deposit method in the account class, there is a check if the amount is less than or equal to 0, return false. Here, when the deposit was -1,000, the error came that the deposit is failed. So this is because inside the deposit method in the account class there is a check. If amount is less than or equal to 0, it returns false. Sorry for this. Similarly, when I tried to withdraw 10,000 from Hershey's account, which only has 5,000, the system will print withdraw failed. So let's see. Here you can see that I tried to withdraw 10,000, which is not there in Hershey's account. So the error is withdraw failed. The withdraw method checks if the amount is greater than the balance and return false. This false return caused the transaction execute method to throw an invalid operation exception, which is caught by the try catch block in the main, and clean error message is shown to the user instead of a crash. Uh, so to summarize, the bank class, I would say that the bank class uses a list to manage multiple accounts. Find account acts as a gatekeeper before every transaction. It searches the list, and if the account is not found, the operation is cancelled immediately using a null check. The transaction classes handle error using exception, and the main method catches them to keep the program running smoothly. This design keeps the code clean, safe, and easy to follow. Thank you.